The following is a presentation of the HAN Network, the leader for local news, sports, and more in southwestern Connecticut.
Good evening and welcome to the HAN Network's coverage of high school basketball. We are live at the gymnasium at Westhill High School as we get set for an FCIAC matchup between the two-time defending FCIAC champion Westhill Vikings and the Bridgeport Central Hilltoppers. Good evening, and I'm Frank Renito alongside Kevin Coleman as we get ready for the opening of conference play throughout the FCIAC for the boys basketball season. And Kevin, while the records might not show it on paper, we really do have a good matchup on hand for us tonight.
And a Happy New Year, Frank, may I add, and to everyone at home. Yes, we have a great matchup between two really strong teams who will be very quick up and down the court, the Westhill Vikings and the Bridgeport Central. You know, these two teams, Frank, we're going to see an exciting game. I think fans who are either watching from home or coming to Westhill today are in for a treat.
You've got some of the best athletes in the conference on display tonight for both sides. Let's take a look at how we got to where we are. Central comes in 0-1. They've actually only played one game on this season so far. That was back on December 23rd. They fell in overtime to a very talented St. Joe's team. Keep in mind, Kevin, this is a Central team that has not won a game since the 2014-2015 season, but obviously showing signs of improvement with the strong performance in the opening night.
Yeah, last season is something they need to forget about. Just forget about last season and focus on getting that first win of the season. It starts tonight, conference play against a good team that they always face up really well against, Westhill Vikings. You know, they're trying to get their first win, Frank, and I think we're going to see a lot of tenacity tonight. I think that's the big word for Bridgeport Central.
And don't forget, though, while they went 0-20 last season during that last campaign, they were a Class LL playoff team the year before that. This is a very storied program. They're always going to have tremendous athletes. I think they expect a lot of themselves. We spoke with Case Shaw in Washington back on the Winter Sports Tour. This is a very hungry but humble group. I think they have forgotten about last year, and they're focused on the task at hand. They should be very competitive tonight, but life does not get any easier in their second game. They've got the two-time defending FCIAC champion Westhill Vikings, who, despite coming in 1-2, are always going to show up for one of these inter-city games.
Yeah, despite, Westhill being a great team, this is a Central team that's going to come out quick, Frank, I think. They're going to put a lot of pressure on Westhill and try and knock them out of the game early. They're looking for that first win. But it's not easy to start off the conference play against two-time defending champion of the Westhill Vikings. And, coming off two losses to Trumbull and Wilton, who I think are going to be, without a doubt, two of the most strong teams in the FCIAC. I really do like that Wilton team, Frank.
It's a very talented Wilton team. We talked about them on Nutmeg Sports today. I spoke with new head coach Howard White before the game, and he really felt this squad let that Trumbull game get away. It was a game that they should have and believed they really could have won. This is the first home game of the year for the Vikings. What are the emotions going to be like for this team coming home?
They're excited. I think that's the key word, is that they're excited to be home. This is where they're comfortable at. They got to, leave school today, come home without the stress of, catching the bus. That's always something that goes into mind even before the game. If you're on the road, you have to make sure you catch that bus. I've been on that end where, you're crunch time and you're almost missing that bus. But being home, being in front of your fans, your family, your friends, this is when it's important to them, and they're happy to be home, starting the conference playoff right against Bridgeport Central.
They come into tonight's game with a record of 1-2. But if there was ever a team in this conference who really appreciated the value and learning experience that comes with these early season games, it's the Westhill Vikings. We'll have a little more on that story after the break, Kevin. And when we get back, we'll take you through the starting lineups, and we will have tip-off on our first sports broadcast of the 2017 calendar year, the Central Hilltoppers and Westhill Vikings. Coming up next right here on the HAN Network.
to hometown banking. To a partner that makes small businesses feel big. Where community comes first. Where high-tech tools go hand in hand with a human touch. Where you get the know-how only neighbors can deliver. Where saving time is important too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well. Bank smart. Bank local. Bank well.
I really wanted something that felt like a home. Coming from a big house, I wanted the feel of a home as opposed to a condo. New Canaan is 6 minutes down the road. New Canaan's a beautiful little town to walk around. I work in Westport. My commute is 20 minutes. It's close to Westchester, where my family is, so the location is ideal. There is no other townhome that compares in the area. This is where I want to be.
Have a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Basketball, hockey, skiing, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark Building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
On time, done right, safe and reliable. MrHandymanCT.com.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com.
At Hoyt Livery, our goal is to always... Sam, what are you doing? We're filming a commercial.
I'm checking out the new Hoyt on the Go app.
Hoyt's here!
Give your day a jumpstart with the latest news, sports, weather, and more on Coffee Break, live on the HAN Network, weekdays at 11 a.m. Connecticut news doesn't get any more local than on Coffee Break. If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN Network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier Network, and we've also reached 1.7 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcasts. To reach our rapidly growing audience, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
We are back on the HAN Network. Have gone through the anthem and the starting lineups. Let's announce them for you now. First, starting with the visiting Hilltoppers, it will be Tyree Spooner, Kason Washington, Raycon Riley, Raheem Walker, and Jimmy Forrest. For the hometown Westhill Vikings, CJ Brown, Tariq Rivers, Jake Dardis, Tyler Lasicki, and Yanni Graham. Kevin, as we get set for the tip-off now, these first few minutes, what do you want to see from both sides?
Well, for Westhill, I'm looking at number 35, Yanni Graham. Yeah, just his size in general. This tip-off is going to be big. Whoever starts this ball off, but his size, Frank. I mean, look at his size. He's only a junior as well, 6'6". He's going to be down. I like to see what he does in the post as well. Jump shot as well. So Yanni Graham, for me, is a guy I'm looking out for in this game.
For the Hilltoppers, this is their first time playing since December 23rd. Is there a little bit of rust that needs to be shaken off?
Nothing too much. I think, what's great about these holiday tournaments, Frank, is that it gives these teams an early advantage, some early practice.
And there is Yanni Graham with the early board as he collected the rebound off the Tariq River miss. Westhill wearing all white and Central in the red tops and red shorts. They'll move from left to right on your screen for this first quarter as we have our first stoppage with 7:36 remaining in the first. One of the captains for the Vikings, that's Tyler Lasicki.
Yeah, Tyler's going to do a lot of the ball handling tonight, Frank, for the Westhill Vikings. He can also stroke it from downtown.
C.J. Brown getting his first touch now. A little time and space, tries to go to the rack. And it finds Lisicki at the top of the key, all the way to the rim, off the glass, and he gets the layup to goal.
Oh, what a pretty move by Lisicki. Kisses it off the glass. And look at that turnover. The half-court trap, I mean, it's just one of the great things that teams like to do, put pressure on early. I like that move from the Vikings right there, force an early turnover.
And that was by Kason Washington, the captain for the Central Hilltoppers, and he is a little slow getting up.
Looks like it's that right ankle, excuse me.
He will quickly be spelled by Fabiel Agramonte. As here's Lisicki again, no good. Graham the board once, and he draws the foul. He'll head to the line to shoot two.
And there it is, Frank. Told you, he is going to be an impact player tonight off the boards. I mean, with his size alone. The Central team is quick, but not deep in size. Westhill has the advantage with Graham.
Graham's first free throw attempt is up and good, so a 3-0 lead. 6:59 remaining. You talked about a fast start, Kevin. We're seeing that pressure and intensity from the Vikings early on.
2 for 2 for Yanni Graham. And there's that full court trap, and that's a key thing, Frank. Can't pick up your dribble right there.
Good skip pass all the way up over half court as it finds Raquan Riley. Rebound grab by Agramonte, but unable to reset himself in bounds was C.J. Brown.
Whew, Frank, how about those 2 blocks from my man, Yanni Graham?
Agramonte looking for help. Got it inside momentarily, and now a jump ball ruled as Brown was tied up with Forrest.
And if you're head coach Howard White, you talk about being in his first year with the Vikings, he's got to be thrilled to have another year of Yanni Graham.
Forrest turned it over. Graham now trying to run the floor, but here's Lisicki with help. Goes up. Couldn't get the lay-in as it's off the mark.
Try to get too pretty on that, Frank. Lisicki put it on the glass.
And another shot blocked here, this time by Jake Dardis. And the bucket's going to count. Raheed Walker with his first 2 points of the night.
Yeah, strong move up to the hoop by Raheed Walker. As he goes to the line with the and one.
Free throw is short off the front rim. And Dardis with the board. Lisicki showing off the moves. The bucket is not going to count. The foul was on the floor. Crafty finish, though, from the senior captain, Kevin.
How about his intensity? Yeah, I like him what I'm seeing from the senior captain of Lisicki here. He sees the off-balance defense, tries to drive the lane, picks up the foul. And a turnover like that is not what you want for the Westhill Vikings, Frank.
Now the Hilltoppers looking to run. Pass back inside, and an offensive foul called. Tyrese Spooner will get a charged against him.
Yeah, good take by Tyreek River there. Plants his feet. Once you plant the feet, the referee, that's what he's going to look for first. If you planted those feet, fell back. Nice offensive charge there.
Jimmy Forrest will grab a seat, and checking in is Jordan Edmonds. Seeing a little bit of a full court trap here from the Hilltoppers as well, Kevin. We've seen this a lot early on from several teams in the conference.
We also saw it from the girls' side too, Frank, which is not necessarily rare.
Aaron pass goes out of bounds into the cheerleaders, and taking over possession will be the Vikings. It is the 3rd turnover now against the Hilltoppers in just the first 2 minutes and 15 seconds of this game.
And back to your point, Frank, a lot of teams are picking it, double teaming at half-court line, which is a great strategy in my mind. If I'm a head coach, I like to, definitely force some turnovers early, get in the opponent's head.
River working against Spooner, kicks it out, and Dardis, 3-pointer, is no good. Spooner the board and leads for Agramonte. He goes up with the left hand and gets it to fall. It is a 4-4 game with 5:25 remaining.
And Dardis lucky there, almost turned the ball over in bounds. Trying to find River.
And Kevin, something to keep an eye on. Keystone Washington right now being examined by the Westhill training staff. They've got him jogging back and forth behind the bench. Still favoring that right ankle a little bit. That is a loss that the Hilltoppers really cannot afford at this point. Tariq River controlling. Kicks it out. Dardis now goes to the floor. Open three look, and it's knocked down off the bench by Jared Yagubian.
Pretty play there. And I was about to say, Dardis picked up his dribble there. I thought he was going to shoot that, but a pretty play and a nice three-pointer. 7-4 lead for the Vikings.
Lots of subs early on as Hunter Samel has checked into the game as well for the Vikings. Agramonte slowing it down. Spooner going to answer with a three of his own, and he gets it to go.
Great answer by the Hilltoppers there. Keeping pace. Like I said, Frank, these two teams very fast. They can also shoot it from downtown.
Here's River. Crosses over Spooner, goes up with the scoop off the glass, and it's good.
What a pretty lay in there, Frank. Wow, Tyreek River switches hands. Tries to force a foul there, but pretty lay in there by River.
Doubt Spooner fading to his left, and he knocks down the mid-range jumper.
So far, Frank, I'm impressed with the Hilltoppers early on, keeping pace with these Vikings. You know, we know how good they are. They were a great team last year. Even though they've lost 2 games, they're still a good team.
Agubian couldn't get that one to go, and now quickly the other way come the Hilltoppers again. Crossing over, left hand no good, but the rebound putback falls, as converting that time was Raheed Walker.
Yeah, Raheed Walker, he's got 4 points so far. 2 nice lay-ins there for Raheed Walker.
We got a good look right in front of us. Keystone Washington now having that ankle taped. So he's on the training table. Dardis' three goes over the front iron, no good. Agramonte quickly back the other way. Hesitates up off the glass. Good defense coming that time from Brown as Samel collects a rebound.
Nice rebound by Samel.
Yagubian wasting no time on the three-point attempt, but it's no good again. He's missed his last 2 after hitting that first one off the bench. That's going to be offensive without a doubt. You saw Jordan Edmonds duck his shoulder that time as he went right through the chest of Tariq River.
And Frank, second time Tyreek River has done this. Just great mentality there to know, his discipline. He's learned how to take an offensive foul like that. Nice job by Tyreek River.
Sam Lambino gets his first action tonight for the Vikings. He's joined back in the game now by Yanni Graham and Tyler Lasicki, who have re-entered. 2:38 remaining in the first quarter, and for the first time tonight, the Hilltoppers have their first lead. Graham looking to run the floor. Nice pass. Scoop layup. Won't count. Lasicki called for the travel. Coach White a little upset that Graham didn't get rid of that sooner, but how about the handles from the big man?
He reminds me so much of Kevin Durant. If there are NBA fans out there, he's an equivalent not only with his size, but just his presence on the court. If only he can choke it from 3, and again, there's a nice defensive play there by the Vikings.
Lasicki kicks this one out to Brown. He goes up strong off the glass, converts, and we're tied at 11.
Yeah, good lay-in by Brown there. Using his body, getting up there and putting a nice lay-in in.
Brown is the 5th player to score for the Vikings in the quarter. The Hilltoppers have been powered off of Spooner's 5 points, Walker's 4, and you can add in 2 from Agramonte as the possession will continue for Central.
Yeah, you see head coach Howard White not happy. There's no one boxing out on the Vikings side. That's why the Hilltoppers have the ball back.
C.J. Brown getting a rest now as Anthony Scott, the 6-foot sophomore guard, checks in. And we're seeing a lot of players being used for the Vikings right now, Kevin.
Yeah, it looks like Howard White's using a lot of substitutions early, which is a little bit of a surprise. Trying to force some different looks for the Hilltoppers.
Scott with an open look from the corner, no good. Graham grabs the rebound, had it blocked from behind, but a foul called on big number 11, DJ Fulton. His first and the team's 5th. So quickly in foul trouble are the Hilltoppers with those 2 offensive fouls going against them.
Yeah, Frank, they need to be careful with committing these fouls early on. They don't want to put the Vikings in the bonus early on, first quarter, first half.
Graham's first free throw is off the mark, no good. Kason Washington has joined the Hilltoppers back on the bench. He had that right ankle taped. We'll see how quickly Coach McLeod goes back to him. Graham gets the hometown roll. Picks up his 3rd point, all 3 of those coming via the free throw. 1:20 remaining in the first quarter. It is a 12-11 Viking lead here at Westhill High School as the HAN Network's 2017 sports broadcast schedule kicks off. We've got plenty more coming your way the next 3 weeks as this basket waved off a travel call against the Hilltoppers. Another tough turnover against Central, Kevin.
Yeah, right. Heath Walker just tiptoed his other foot there while he was trying to pivot. Referee's going to call that every time.
Anthony Scott working up the court. Sover, Yaguben puts it on the floor, going at Graham inside. Nice touch. The big man's up to 5 points with his first field goal of the night.
Yeah, Yahobian. Nice little dish to Yanni Brown.
Spooner, the hesitation, drops back. Fulton, good answer on the other end. Pretty move and pass coming from Tyrese Spooner.
Yeah, Tyrese Spooner penetrating the paint, dishes it off. Pretty lay-in.
Layup attempt from Yahubian is no good, but he's going to go to the line after drawing another foul. One more against the Hilltoppers, and West Hill will have a 1-and-1 opportunity. But for now, they shoot 2.
I've been impressed so far by Jared's play. You know, he's a little fireball on the court. You know, he's quick. He can hit the 3-pointer, but he can also, take it to the paint, use his body. Really been impressed.
Rattles home the first free throw.
And he can hit a free throw.
There you go.
There you go. Add it to the list.
A 15-13 lead with 32 seconds remaining in the first and one more free throw to follow. That's that bounce to go. So a 3-point game as Spooner comes back up court. Takes it over to the right side. Pass missed the intended target, but able to collect, but not able to finish that time was Riley. Spooner up top with 12 seconds. He needs help. Hands off, and he finds Marvin Boone. Boone trapped for a moment, able to reclaim his dribble, goes to the rack, and another charging foul called against the Hilltoppers. With 2 seconds remaining, this time it goes against Marvin Boone.
Yeah, nice job by Sam Lombino. Taking the charge there, using his body for the team. Let's see how they draw this play up with 2 seconds.
Lasicki saw that one bounce off his foot, only 0.6 of a second remaining.
They may tack on a second or two, Frank. Yeah, looks like they're not.
They do have the ability to get a quick release off, but they can't connect with Graham.
It looks like Lombino stepped over the line when he was passing the ball, and so there's going to be 0.6 of a second left. Frank, there really is only enough time to get a tip in. Try and look for someone by the rim.
They got it off, did Lasicki, but it's no good as Coach McLeod is furious at the moment. Couple of miscommunications from both sides to end the quarter, but still a one-possession game. At the end of one, it is West Hill 16 and Central 13. We'll be back with more high school hoops right after this on the HAN Network.
Manfredi New Canaan is a dream come true for locals Kim and Roberto. Their Elm Street store features Rolex, Hermes, and design jewelry collections from everyday classic gold to diamond jewelry. Manfredi offers a range of services from simple jewelry and watch repair to elegant jewelry design. Let Manfredi New Canaan help you find the perfect gift to celebrate important life moments. Visit us at 72 Elm Street, New Canaan, or online at manfredijewels.com.
At InSports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Recently renovated and home to one of Connecticut's largest indoor turf fields, InSports is a multi-sport recreation center providing state-of-the-art facilities for league play, camps, and youth programs. Sign up now for the InSports New England Top 80 Lacrosse Showcase taking place on January 14th. Coaches from New England colleges will be scouting and coaching the recruits for the college class of 2019 and 2020. The top 40 players will be featured in All-Star Game to get maximum recruiting exposure. Spots will fill up fast, so go to insports.com for pricing and more information. Like and follow us on Facebook. Welcome back to Westhill High School and the HAN Network's coverage of high school hoops. Westhill and Bridgeport Central battling it out here tonight in the opening of FCIAC conference play as Tariq Rivers gets that one to go and the foul. We want to just let all of our viewers at home know we've experienced some technical difficulties on our homepage. If you are unable to see a scoreboard at the bottom of your screen, please refresh the page and it will appear for you. River hoping to convert the and one opportunity to start the second quarter as he gets it to go. Impressive free throw shooting thus far, Kevin, from the Vikings.
Yeah, Tyreek River, he's been good from the line. And this guy as well, Yanni Graham, the steal, he's been great at the line.
Couldn't get the bucket to go, though, and now back in the game is Kason Washington as he looked to push the pace up court. Did well to draw a foul that time. It appears the ankle is okay.
And Tyler Lisicki, a little disappointed after that foul call on him. See the Vikings playing man right now.
Washington up top. He's got Marvin Boone. Boone dumps it inside, and now it's Raycon Riley. Washington, good find to Riley in the middle. 10-foot jumper, no good. It's off the front iron and out. Quickly back the other way. C.J. Brown up and over the defender, but this time the Vikings called for the charge. Well done by Washington to set his feet and draw the foul.
Yeah, nice job setting his feet there, taking the foul. We've seen a lot of these so far, Frank, these offensive fouls. These are smart student athletes who know the game.
A careless pass there from Agramonte as dancing through the defense and converting again is Tyreek River. He's quickly got 5 points to start the second quarter. Washington lost it, and it's turned over again. Kicked outside, Dardis for three. Got it to go, and a quick timeout taken by Coach McLeod. An 8-0 run to start the quarter, and it's now an 11-point lead with 6:46 remaining. Westhill 24, Central 13. We'll take a quick timeout and be right back after this on the HAN Network.
I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a high school football coach. I'm a television presenter. And I want you to love fishing as much as I do. Tune in to Yankee Fisherman, Thursdays at 1 on the HAN Network. It's like going to the tackle shop without leaving your office.
Back on the HAN Network, an 8-0 run to start the second quarter, Kevin, as the Vikings have turned up the pressure defensively and converted on the open looks here.
A lot has to do with the play of Tyreek River. And Frank, the difference between the huddles, coming out of that first quarter into the second quarter and that last time out, completely different on the West Hill side. Coach White happy this time with the play that his Vikings are doing.
And you could see the frustration mounting on the Central sideline right now. Turnovers are really becoming costly and allowing this lead to grow more and more as River kicks to Dardis. Another open three opportunity. Got it again.
Jake Dardis, we know how good he is from downtown.
Quickly answering at the other end was Kason Washington, and now it is Coach White who will take a timeout with 6:09 remaining in a 10-point game. We'll stay here with them. And neither team, Kevin, showing any signs of not wanting to push the pace and run the floor after these missed baskets and in transition.
If there's one team that seems to be doing a little bit of that, it's the Westhill Vikings, and it's because they're on this 10-2 run right now. Let's talk about Jake Dardis for a second, hitting 2 big three-pointers. Feed the shooters the ball. Plain and simple, Frank. You need to keep feeding him threes. Once he gets hot, he's unconscious from downtown.
We'll see if the Hilltoppers are able to chip away into this 10-point deficit. And we'll need to start with a stop on defense as Lasicki turns on the Jets. Paused for a moment, and now here's River up top.
And the Hilltoppers coming out of that timeout, the full court man press.
Oh, a little pocket pass there, goes inside, and Graham finishes. What a look from the senior captain, Lasicki.
Frank, I'll tell you, that's one of the best looks I've seen so far this year. I know we haven't seen many basketball games. Boy, what a pass by Lasicki to Graham.
Open opportunity there. Can't finish. That time was Raheem Walker. Good defense from Graham. Went straight up. Threw a little bit of contact, but no foul there. Brown lost it momentarily, but they're going to say he was fouled on the floor. The 9th foul of the first half against the Hilltoppers.
Coach White yelling out that it's 1-1. Indeed it is.
And the next foul, Kevin, will put Westhill into the double bonus. They'll be shooting 2 for free.
Yeah, that's why those fouls early on will kill you. So you have to be disciplined and not commit silly fouls.
Especially have to be careful of the offensive ones. 5:29 remaining. It is a 12-point lead as C.J. Brown's first free throw. It's that friendly roll off the front rim.
And Frank, how about his shoes tonight? Those are very impressive. You think you could rock those back in the day?
Almost look like soccer cleats out there.
Yeah, close.
Good to go on both of those is Brown. As Spooner kicks over. Agramonte thought about the 3, but instead goes down low. Baseline jumper, no good. The rebound by Walker rolls in and out. But he drew the foul, and he'll head for the free throw line.
Yeah, Raheem Walker doing a nice job on the offensive boards there. You know, this is the one thing that the Vikings have not been able to do, Frank. It's box out. You know, they haven't been able to get those rebounds and push it forward. This is one of the big reasons why the Hilltoppers are still in this. So we're going to see some subs. Coach White not happy with Yanni Graham's play right now.
He goes to Lambino and Samel, the junior center, number 41. For Graham and C.J. Brown, who will get a rest. Good job by Walker. He converts both from the free throw line. He's up to 6 points now tonight. He leads all the Hilltopper scorers.
Great job there by the Hilltoppers. Double teaming Tyreek River. Getting the jump ball, it goes their way. They get the ball back just like that. This is a big possession for the Hilltoppers here.
Mid-range jumper again goes down, but comes right back up and out. And now Dardis will look to push the floor. Finds the hands of Lasicki. He's able to beat the press. Lasicki going up, had it blocked away. And then a loose ball battle, and called for the travel was Lambino as he held on while tumbling down to the floor.
And there's Raheem Walker with a nice block there on Lasicki. Lasicki getting a stern talking to by Coach White.
Agramonte wanted Walker to flash up high. Instead, they go down low, off the glass, and the foul. Strong finish that time. Raycon Riley.
Yeah, the finish was outstanding, but how about the feed? Tyrese Spooner with a nice no-look pass. Sets up Raquim Riley.
And we've seen them try to isolate off those cutters a couple times now via the pick and roll, Kevin, as well as those pocket passes down towards the baseline. It's the best way to beat that zone when they start to collapse in when you get to the lane.
It is, and especially when you're playing man-to-man. The pick and rolls is the name of the game. It's it's old school, but it works so well. You see a lot of teams use it here, especially in the FCIAC.
Kick down low, Yanni Graham up. Nice touch off the glass. And again, another pass worth mentioning.
And Tyler Lisicki, another assist added to his stat sheet. Beautiful feed to Yanni Graham as he kisses it off the glass.
Spooner throws up the three off the back iron, no good. Right back to him, and he's got another look. Will he miss this time? Yes, again. Uncharacteristic from the senior.
And again, there's the Hilltoppers being aggressive on the offensive boards. And a costly turnover now for both sides.
Giving right back. Dardis looking at an open three. In and out. The putback, no good. Graham this time able to control the rebound. And finally slowing it down, and wisely so, was Tyler Lisicki.
Very mature play by Lisicki there.
And that's what it creates as an opportunity there. One more time on the touch. As Lombino picks up his first 2 points.
Lombino gets a second chance after trying to put up the first putback. The second time it goes in.
Graham just snatched that one out of the air. You saw the length of those arms as he took the pass away from Spooner.
You see head coach Howard White barking orders at Lisicki.
Foul against Kason Washington. He's been fighting it a little bit since coming back in there, Kevin.
Yeah, Coach Howard White's an intense coach. I mean, he makes sure his team is very disciplined. I mean, he's a fantastic coach. Now, I'm excited to see what he brings for this Vikings team this year in his first year as a head coach.
Graham knocks down the free throw. He's got 10 points in the night. That leads all scorers. One thing that has impressed me from the big man so far tonight, Kevin, he does a very good job of getting to the free throw line. He converts when he's there.
He does, and look at it right now. He's hitting his free throws. For his size, any coach would love that to have not only in a starting five, but on his team.
Here's Spooner. Deshaun Riley is checked into the game. Too strong with the layup opportunity. And then a jump ball opportunity. Credit to Reek River going in there and wrestling that one with Deshaun Riley.
And the Vikings right now are playing double teaming trap in the corner. Good effort there by Tyreek River.
Good body control to avoid fouling. Spooner goes up to the rack and then draws it the second time. As Graham tried to knock that one away, but a little too much contact on the play.
Yeah, too much contact by Yanni Graham. Got to plant your feet there. Referee's going to call that every time. And he's out. He has to be careful with his fouls. He's got 2 fouls. Going to the second half. Especially, you don't want to go in the half with more than 3 fouls. Especially with a player like him.
Miscommunication between Dardis and Yaboshin. Doesn't matter as they're able to convert everything going the hometown Vikings way right now.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication there. But overall, great finish there for the Vikings.
Inside, Agramonte, no good. The putback, count it this time. All right, Raycon Riley.
And just like that, you see Coach Howard White immediately points to Hunter Samuel, a 6'7" center. He's about to check in. Again, it's just the Vikings aren't boxing out. They have a lead, a comfortable lead right now, but they're just not boxing out, Frank. They're giving the Hilltoppers easy opportunities, put easy laybacks in.
Yaboshin drew the foul. He's going to go to the line for 2, so they'll make sure the subs wait at least for one more shot. Got the first one to go.
Right now, Frank, they're playing with a large lineup right now with Samuel and Graham. And you got Dardis as well. He's big in size.
You've got a true look with 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center now for the Vikings. Inside, going up off the glass. Riley, no good. Graham, the board. Again, slowing things down is Lisicki. Nice pass inside, but good hustle getting back in transition by Fabiel Agramante.
And so far, it seems like Lisicki only has one speed. It's fast. He can dribble up the court. A lot of speed. It's very impressive.
Kicked outside, all the way across. Dardis goes baseline, little runner. Short. Off the front rim. Last touch by Samuel. And with 94 seconds remaining, trailing by 18, Central will take over.
Central still hanging around. They're down 18. It's not the end of the world.
Rashawn Riley's shot, too strong, no good. Did well to go back and get it. Now going over to his brother and able to finish that time was Raekwon Riley.
You know, considering the turnovers and the non-boxing out for the Vikings, they're lucky to have a 16-point lead, Frank.
Oh, Lisicki, a little too fancy that time. Tried going behind the back, but not anticipating the pass. It was Yanni Graham.
And Frank, listen, at this level, if you do that and it doesn't go well, bang, just like that, you're on the bench. So you have to be more disciplined. And that's something that Coach Howard White is going to bring to this program. Yeah, it's flashy. Yeah, it looks good. But more or less of the time, it's going to be a turnover.
And we saw it there again as the no-look pass unable to be converted. And I think the message Coach White is sending right now, Kevin, we're up 16. We're still a 1-2 team right now. We're finding out who we are. We're not good enough to be trying to showboat or make those kind of plays just yet. You'll know when you're ready.
Exactly, and I think something that I haven't seen yet, you know, I mentioned that Lisicki only has one speed. You know, he's a great ball handler, but he just flies down the court. I would have liked to see Westhill try and slow things down a little bit, let the offense develop. Seems very fast-paced. So maybe that's something that Coach Howard White may address at halftime, Frank.
We expected to see both teams trying to push the pace and run in transition when given the opportunity. The biggest difference to me right now, Kevin, West Hill's been in the double bonus for the last 3 fouls. They have been converting on free throws all night long. That's how a 5-point game, a 7-point game turns into an 18-point game.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You can talk about an early double bonus like that will kill any team. It's going to be hard for the Hilltoppers to climb back into this game. Good. Again, another block by Graham.
And excuse me there, Kevin. It was good ball movement coming from the Hilltoppers. But Samel denying that one. Agramante, fancy dribbles there as Riley controls now. Back outside. Miles Green with it. Back to Agramante. Kicked out. Jimmy Forrest, no good. Battle for it now as Green comes up with the loose ball. 3 seconds on the clock, goes towards the glass. They're going to say it was offensive. Clock is at 0, and that will do it for the first half.
They're going to put some time back on the clock here, and the referees are just going to blow this one out.
They'll wave it off. So we have played 16 minutes of basketball, and the hometown Vikings making the best of their home opener. They lead 43-25 over the Bridgeport Central Hilltoppers. Kevin and I will step aside and we'll take a break, but before we go to commercial, let's throw it back to the studio with our own Kate Chaplensky for an HAN Network in-game news update.
I'm Kate Chaplensky, and this is your in-game news update on the HAN Network, bringing you the latest headlines for Tuesday, January 3rd. Including that a 24-year-old Bridgeport man was arrested Monday evening after he was stopped for speeding and allegedly found to have heroin and crack cocaine. State troopers were conducting motor vehicle enforcement on Route 8 South in the area of Exit 12 in Shelton when they saw a car traveling at a high rate of speed and, using a laser, clocked the vehicle speeding at 96 miles per hour in a 55 mile per hour zone. Upon conducting a motor vehicle stop, the operator, Joshua Smith, was observed making quick movements with his hands, trying to hide something as troopers were approaching the vehicle. A search of the car revealed 104 bags of suspected heroin, approximately 1 ounce, 3.9 grams of suspected crack cocaine, and a large sum of cash. Smith was taken into custody and charged with reckless driving, illegal sale of drugs, and possession of narcotics. And in other news, fireplace ashes are the likely cause of a blaze December 30th at a New Canaan home. At around 12:40 in the afternoon on December 30th, the New Canaan Fire Department was dispatched to 610 Cheese Spring Road. Police units were the first to arrive on the scene and reported flames coming from the garage. That fire was brought under control within 20 minutes, with units remaining on scene for overhaul. The homeowners were home at the time of the fire and quickly exited the home with their 2 children and dog, and all were safe. The fire appears to have been caused by disposal of fireplace ashes in trash cans outside of the garage. The fire department reminds homeowners that fireplace ashes may contain hot embers for several days after a fire. They say always use an appropriate metal can with a lid to properly dispose of ashes if you can't wait to remove them from the fireplace. And Shelton police say a former high school student hacked the school's computer system multiple times and was arrested and charged with third-degree computer crimes on December 29th. The arrest stems from an incident where the Shelton school system's internet service was being disabled citywide during the months of November and December 2015, as well as March and April of 2016. An investigation launched by the Shelton police revealed the juvenile was using a cell phone application to launch distributed denial of service attacks, or DDoS attacks, on a daily basis against the school's internet service. According to police, DDoS attacks send information rapidly to a server using an IP address. Overwhelming the server, the end result is loss of connection to the internet. The school's internet has since been fully restored, and defense software has been installed to deter future attacks. And according to Governor Daniel Malloy's office, the time a customer spent waiting at the Norwalk DMV office declined to 41 minutes in November, compared to 1 hour and 16 minutes a year earlier. The 46% drop in waiting time was on par with an overall reduction of wait times of 51% across the state's 12 Department of Motor Vehicle offices. The office showing the greatest reduction in wait times was Waterbury, which went from 1 hour and 16 minutes down to 30 minutes. The decrease in Danbury was more modest, going from 51 minutes to 44 minutes, but customers in Bridgeport and Norwich offices, however, still face wait time of more than an hour. That does it for this in-game news update. For the latest local news, sports, and more, watch Coffee Break weekdays at 11. This update was brought to you by Coastal Ortho Express. Have a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Basketball, hockey, skiing, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
Folks, this is Dr. Jeffrey Hubscher from the Noah's Ark Animal Hospital in Danbury and the South Salem Animal Hospital. There's something new and important going on at our 2 hospitals and probably eventually everywhere. It's called Fear Free. That means making sure that our pets are no longer frightened or stressed at the vet. We are Fear-Free certified, the only ones in the area. We have the softer, gentler, better approach. Come see us at Noah's Ark Animal Hospital in Danbury or South Salem Animal Hospital.
Discover a world of wellness in the heart of New Canaan. Halo Studios, New Canaan's first collaborative wellness center, offers you the freedom to choose from the best and latest health, fitness, and wellness options. Inside Halo Studios, you'll find all the wellness experts you need at places like Halo Fitness, Priority Wellness, and Sama Yoga Center. Come by for a free wellness assessment, open 7 days a week at 45 Grove Street. For more information, visit halostudios.com or call 203-594-9909.
1, 2, 3, Abby! You know! I want to find out how good I am. Yes, sir! If you relax, you get blown out. Let's get it done! Let's get it done!
What can you take advantage of right now?
Again, come on! I can push myself way beyond what you think. Pressure technique. Bring it back.
I'm Frank Granito.
And I'm Donald Ing for the HAN Network.
Tune in to Nutmeg Sports Monday through Thursday, where we bring you all the top stories from Connecticut sports.
From highlights to player interviews and expert analysis, no one gets you closer to Connecticut's games than Nutmeg Sports.
Nutmeg Sports, now Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. on the HAN Network.
Hi, I'm Denise Figuergoli, host of The Drive, here every Tuesday on the HAN Network. It's about how you fuel your mind, your body, your spirit that creates the life you live, with people, places, ideas, and organizations that move us forward mindfully and consciously. Tune into The Drive here on the HAN Network, Tuesdays at 12:30.
When it comes to local entertainment, we've got it all.
From movies, local artists, etiquette, and more.
Watch HAN Arts and Leisure with me, Steve Coulter, and our Arts and Leisure editor, Sally Sanders, Mondays at 12:30, right here on the HAN Network.
If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN Network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier Network, and we've also reached 1.7 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcasts. To reach our rapidly growing audience, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Back on the HAN Network from the gymnasium at Westhill High School, the Vikings with an 18-point lead over the Bridgeport Central Hilltoppers. First broadcast of the 2017 calendar year for the HAN Network, and it's been a very exciting one, Kevin. Both these teams showing no signs of slowing down the pace. They want to run in transition, score, and score fast.
Yeah, fast. That's the one key word I think I took away from what you just said there. You know, I'm hoping that maybe in the second half, one of these two teams, we saw it at the end of the first half, from the Hilltoppers. They slowed the pace down, really moved the ball well around with each other, nice ball movement. But the Vikings, they have another speed on them, another gear that they are just pushing the ball forward and forward. They have a nice lead right now, but I would like to see Tyler Lasicki slow the pace up. I know the Hilltoppers are playing a little bit of a press. They like to double team at half court. Slow the pace down a little bit. So we'll see what Coach Howard White drew up at halftime. We'll see the Vikings get the ball first, but really is going to be an interesting second half. And question is, can the Hilltoppers climb back with this deficit?
And Kev, an honest mistake made by me before. This is obviously not Coach Howard White's first year. We apologize for that mistake. Coach White had to miss the postseason tournament last year due to illness, but it is very good to see him back on the sidelines coaching for the Vikings. How nice is it, too? You get a good turnout from the student section for that first home game of the year, Kevin, as well.
And it gets the players psyched up. The student section really does psych these players up. When they come home, you talk about this is the first home game of the year. To see a nice turnout from the student section is really rewarding for these players.
For Central to get this back to a single-digit deficit, let's start with that, Kevin. What do they have to do these first few minutes?
This something like that. That's nice. And I'll rebound there, push the transition, force some turnovers, Frank. That's what they need to do. Get some points here, draw a foul. And this is a guy, Graham again. I believe that's his third foul, so he needs to be very careful.
At the line now is Rakan Riley. He is tied for the team lead with 6 points. Graham leads all scorers in the game. He had 11 in the first half. As Riley off on the first, and free throws have been an issue so far for the Hilltoppers.
And that's something that they need to knock down if they want to get back into this game. And another thing is, that knowing that Graham is in foul trouble, go up against him, drive to the paint, make him force a foul, put him on the bench. That's another way the Hilltoppers to climb back to this game.
Good effort there as it finds Lasicki to keep the possession going. Oh, Dardis spins around, knocks down the three.
What a pretty play. Almost a big turnover for the Hilltoppers, but a nice job by Dardis. Little spin move, hits the three. Nice way to start the second half.
Spooner unable to answer. Brown goes behind the back. He's got Tariq River on the far side. Instead goes off the glass himself. Rebound to Hamill, no good. Excuse me, that was Graham on the board. Last touch by the Hilltoppers, so West Hill will maintain possession. Graham takes a seat playing with those 3 fouls, and Hunter Semel, a 6'7" junior, is back into the game.
And there it is, Frank. See? Slow it down. Call some plays. Get the offense running here.
River.
We didn't see this very often in the first half from the Vikings.
Dardis puts it on the ground, steps over to the left side. Jumper no good. Brown wrestles a rebound free. Now Tariq River. All the way across. Good ball movement and patience from the Vikings early on in the third quarter with a 21-point lead. Going to the baseline and drawing the foul that time was Lasicki.
Dardis going to the bench right now, speaking with Coach White. You could tell in that last offensive play there, they were trying to get the ball to Dardis, trying to get an open look for him from downtown. And that playing call was for him to shoot some three there.
No Kashon Washington to start the second half for Central. He rolled that ankle back on the first possession of the game, Kevin, and had it taped by the medical training staff. We saw him later on in the second quarter, but never quite looked comfortable really on that right ankle after that.
Yeah, it was a turnover. Must have just rolled his ankle there. It's painful.
Good pass down low off the drive by Agramonte, and picking up points 7 and 8 on the night are Rakan Riley.
And the one positive you can take away from Washington is that he is on the bench. He is still dressed.
Strong finish there. Tariq River splitting the defense and getting the finger roll to fall.
What a pretty play by Tariq River. I thought he really stepped out in the second quarter. He had those first 5 points of the quarter. Really great play. Coming out here, driving the paint, getting the foul. His teammate on the bench, Yanni Graham, stood up, clapping for him. He was impressed.
Another offensive rebound goes to West Hill. River now has 11 points in the game. He picked up 7 of those in the second quarter. Samuel down low. He gets the bucket to go. His first points of the night.
Nice pass, nice finish, plain and simple. That's a bang-bang play.
That's just textbook posting up right there down in the paint. Three-pointer rattled home, getting that one to go. That was Raheem Walker. And correction, that was Jimmy Forrest who knocked down the three for Bridgeport Central. Spooner wanted Forrest, but it was cut off before it reached him. And the miscommunication leads to another Central turnover. River blocked momentarily, but a foul goes against Spooner.
Some early turnovers here for the Hilltoppers. We're making this a 21-point game right now. Westhill taking big advantage. You know, if the Westhill Vikings can go in transition, they will burn you, especially this guy at the line. He's been so good from the line tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing the final stat for Tyreek River.
4:41 remaining in the third quarter. It is a 22-point Viking lead. Make that 23. Tariq up to 13 points in the game. A timeout taken on the floor with 4:41 remaining. We will step aside with them. Westhill 53, Bridgeport Central 30. More high school hoops coming up after this on the HAN Network.
Connecticut is coming back to hometown banking. To a partner that makes small businesses feel big. Where community comes first. Where high-tech tools go hand in hand with a human touch. Where you get the know-how only neighbors can deliver. Where saving time is important too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well, bank smart, bank local, bank well.
Back from Westhill High School, it has been all Vikings to start the third quarter. 3 minutes and 39 seconds in to this third quarter. And Kevin, again, we expected this team to take some time to come into their own. We talked about it on Nutmeg. It's a group who really understands the value of the early season games and how they're a learning experience. When you think to last year's team, they made that run through the FCIAC tournament as a 6th seed. They didn't get into their groove and find their game until the second week of February. But it doesn't matter when you do it as long as you're doing it at the right time.
Exactly, and that's the beauty of that tournament is that you can be whatever seed. If you're the hot team, you look at it almost as March Madness in a way. There's always a Cinderella story. In a way, they were the Cinderella story last year, the Westhill Vikings. I mean, what a great run. You talk about that great championship game that they had against Danbury. What a great finish.
Nice pass from Kason Washington, and a good finish that time by DJ Fulton. Good to see Washington back in the game and running in transition. Dardis going to pull up for three. Got it to go. Young man's been lights out from behind the arc. He's 4 of 6 with the three-pointer tonight.
Don't leave him open. Plain and simple. He will knock him down. He's knocked down 2 so far in this third quarter.
Fulton trying to work on Samel. Couldn't get it. Now Lisicki's going to run. He's got Brown. Oh, little no-look pass that time. Dardis feeling it from 3 feet behind the arc. Come on, young man.
Feed him. Plain and simple. Keep feeding the shooter. He's a type of shooter that if he's on fire, he is deadly from downtown. So I definitely expect to see the offense run through him these next couple plays.
A jump ball ruled here as the Hilltoppers almost turned it over again. And with the 27-point lead, Coach White's going to go with the full platoon switch. Probably the only way you can cool off Dardis right about now.
He's getting a lot of love from the bench right now. Great shooting by Dardis.
Spooner controlling. Now on the drive, little floater off the glass, and he gets it to fall. Good shot there.
Yeah, good look by Spooner there. Gets a good bounce off the rim. Good defense there by Washington. Unlucky that he couldn't keep that.
Washington was slow to get up behind the play as the battle down below the hoop goes on.
Yeah, Freddie, you can still tell that right ankle's still bothering Washington. As it looks like it's a little tender still. Still walking with a little bit of a limp.
On the floor right now, you've got Jeremy Young, Matthew Magnan, Jared Yagiboyan, Sam Lambino as the threes continue to fall for West Hill.
What a nice little step back there. Three-pointer by Yagobian.
Washington trying to answer. Too strong as he missed everything that time. Pass intercepted in transition that time.
And on a play like that, Frank, bounce pass. Instead of just a regular chest pass, it's a bounce pass look right there. Good defense by the Hilltoppers to intercept.
Magnan running in transition. Right back to the Obian. Catch and shoot. Just a little too strong. Good rebound that time by Edmonds. Slows it down momentarily, and here's Washington up top. Spooner in the corner. Three-pointer, and he knocks it down. Good shot there. Give Washington the assist.
Yeah, Spooner's got a nice hit. Good form. It swooshes right in. Good look there.
Three-pointer answered as knocking down this one was Lambino.
Good hit by Lambino. Coach Howard White actually is not happy. He wanted to get some offense running there.
Spooner's circus shot no good. There are 30 seconds on the clock. And it's just all smiles right now as the Vikings can do no wrong, Kevin.
They're unconscious right now from downtown. Yagobian again. Frank, I really have liked his play today. He hasn't had a ton of minutes, but when he's on the court, he makes a difference. He really is a spark plug out there.
No awareness of the clock that time. The Hilltoppers couldn't get the shot off. The three-pointers have broken this one open. It's raining outside. It is pouring threes in the West Hill Gymnasium. 68-37, the Vikings lead. We'll step aside and be right back with more high school hoops after this on the HAN Network.
I really wanted something that felt like a home. Coming from a big house, I wanted the feel of a home as opposed to a condo. New Canaan is 6 minutes down the road. New Canaan's a beautiful little town to walk around. I work in Westport. My commute is 20 minutes. It's close to Westchester where my family is, so the location is ideal. There is no other townhome that compares in the area. This is where I want to be.
Why cook it all this holiday? Avoid the stress of holiday planning and let your friends at Walter Stewart's in New Canaan do the heavy lifting. Whether you're looking to fill in with a few crowd-pleasing sides or you want us to prepare your whole feast, from cranberry sauce to pumpkin pie, we're ready to simplify your holiday. Place your order from our holiday menu and spend your holiday the right way, relaxing. Our fresh prepared holiday meals to go are designed with your busy schedule in mind. Visit us at stewartsmarket.com or at 229 Elm Street, New Canaan.
We are back from West Hill High School on the HAN Network, getting set for the fourth quarter of action between your defending two-time FCIAC champion West Hill Vikings and the Bridgeport Central Hilltoppers. Frank Granito and Kevin Coleman. As we enjoy you welcoming in the new year of high school sports alongside us. A 68-37 lead, Kevin, and it didn't really feel like a 31-point game no more than 5 minutes ago.
You're absolutely right. And really impressive third quarter from the Westhill Vikings. You talk about this bench that's playing right now, the non-starters. This is actually this makes me think that this team actually has a deep bench. This is a good thing for the Vikings. You got some skillful ball players on the court right now. And actually, during the break between the quarters, I could tell that Coach White was almost telling them enough with the three-pointers. Let's develop some play here. Let's draw up some ideas. Get everyone the ball.
And that's just been the night. It's the way the night has gone there for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It was a really nice pass. And I tell you what, I have been so impressed with Fabio Agramonte and the way he moves the ball. I don't know that he's taken more than 2 shots tonight, but he's always making the right pass. He's got great vision on the offensive side of the floor. Too many times in high school, and I think we saw it right there with Jordan Edmonds. Kids are trying for that dunk, and maybe the lay-in's the right play.
Yeah, the lay-in's the way to go. It's, some people, may think it's not as flashy, but the layup is the easy way to get a basket.
Stepping right around his man was Jeremy Young, but he couldn't convert on the open look. Agramonte with it. Looks off to the right side, and he passes to Wilner Agramonte. Brother to brother, can't get the connection to go. Need to spend a couple more hours together out in the driveway.
And Frank getting here a little early. Got to catch. Nice play.
And Matthew Magnan able to finish on the scoop.
Nice little lay in there, but as I was saying, got to check out the JV game. Really impressive. A nice little jumper there.
That was DJ Fulton that time with the mid-range shot.
I was impressed with both sides on the JV squad today. I got to check that game out a little bit. Westhill ended up victorious, but I think both teams have an exciting future ahead of them. And these are two good programs who are generally always really strong when it comes to basketball.
This, of course, was Game 3 between the two schools today, being the rubber match as well. Westhill was able to win the JV game. It was the Hilltoppers freshman team who took home match number 1 with a 59-52 win. As Fulton able to convert again, the lead back under 30 now.
Oh, you can't pick up your dribble there, Frank.
5:09 remaining.
Lombino just has to take it up court. Can't pick up your dribble there.
An inadvertent buzzer. The Vikings don't care. They play through. Scott, no good. And collecting that rebound and drawing the foul was Jeremy Young. Foul went against Miles Green. Here's we have a foul on the floor. It's going to be a hold against Central.
Yeah, it's going to be on Agramonte.
15th foul in the second half. As this one's stolen away. Running in transition, the pass over and picking up points 5 and 6 of the quarter were DJ Fulton.
How about that play? Nice job by Wilner Agramonte. Gets the steal, dribbles up court, feeds the assist to Fulton.
This time Green comes up with the steal, dumps it back for Raquan Riley. He converts and one. A little bit of a run here from the Hilltoppers, who are showing life with 4:41 remaining.
It's good to see that the Hilltoppers still showing some life here, not giving up too easily, which is always good to see.
Good job by Riley. Finish off the three-point play. Coach Howard White taking no chances, Kevin. Goes right back to the starters. Wants to get this one back under control.
For the first time, we're going to see Chris Kopik on the floor. See what he can deliver for the Vikings. And, of course, Yanni Graham, you see right here.
As Graham tried to go up for the dunk, but DJ Fulton just took it right out of his hands.
Had a little extra something to say after that as well. Nice block by DJ Fulton.
There's Magnan up top. There's Tyreek River and CJ Brown have rejoined in the backcourt for the Vikings. There's communication between the two as this one sails out of bounds. And Kevin, one thing to think about now as you look towards the Vikings' future here. Teams that will go far in the postseason in high school need to be able to shoot the three.
Mm-hmm.
They've got very athletic guards, very quick guards, especially when you think about Tyler Lasicki playing the point for the Vikings. But they showed in that third quarter their ability to rain it down from behind the arc with the best of them, because you've got Fairfield, Ward in this conference. The Wilton Warriors, who our director Eric Gender described today like the Golden State Warriors, they'll rain it in from everywhere. That's what makes this a special West Hill team. They're able to adapt and play all these different styles.
You're absolutely right. You know, if there's one player that's going to make the impact for the whole season, there's two players actually for the West Hill Vikings. It's Lasicki and River. Their front court right there. Those two guys are going to be the key generals that make all the play calling. And yes, they can both hit it from downtown. They can drive. You see an easy call there, a travel.
And you've also got Magnan, who can come in. Excuse me, not Magnan. I'm sorry. CJ Brown, who had a quiet night tonight. He was never really called on, didn't have to do much, but has got tremendous handles and good vision out there as a guard. He brings so much to that backcourt as well. Jared Yaboyan is going to add a lot to you, that great shooting presence. Then you go down towards the bigger side of the roster, and you're looking at Jake Dardis, and he's that true small forward in every sense of the word, almost like a Shane Battier out there. He's going to play strong defense for you, and you see how comfortable he is behind the arc.
Yeah, we've seen it today. Hitting some big three-pointers there. There's another turnover for the Vikings here. But you know, something else, Frank, that we've also touched upon is the depth for the Vikings. If you have depth, if you have guys who can come off the bench and get you bench points, that's also going to get you on a hot roll into the playoffs, and continue a hot streak. So having a deep bench like the Vikings do could help them come playoff time. And you can see them competing and getting into that championship again. But yeah, you talk about those Wilton Warriors. Boy, they are good. Trumbull as well, nice little start for them. How about Johnny McElroy? Great quarterback. And he's having a good start to the basketball season. Not too bad.
Johnny football is Johnny hoops. We will see a lot of those teams in the upcoming days as the miscommunications and turnovers continue here in the fourth quarter. Not much urgency with the 19-point lead, but Coach White clearly unhappy with the situation. So he will use a timeout with 2:50 remaining and will step aside as well. 70 for West Hill, 51 for Central. We'll be right back with more high school hoops on the HAN Network.
On time, done right, safe and reliable. MrHandymanCT.com.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com.
Back on the HAN network, Frank Renito and Kevin Coleman in the gymnasium at Westhill. The Vikings lead 70-51 over the Central Hilltoppers. You talked about some of the other big schools off to hot starts in the conference, Kevin. Let's look ahead at the upcoming broadcast schedule for the network, and you think about boys basketball in specific. Friday afternoon, we've got Norwalk at St. Joe's. Should be a good one. Norwalk struggling tonight, though, against the Wilton Warriors.
Yeah, this Wilton Warriors team, I think they're for real, Frank. Early on, you're going to see me picking them in some matchups. Good offensive foul there. Good call by the referee, Raheem Walker. Nice job there. But you can talk about even on Wednesday or Thursday, girls basketball, Richfield and Stanford. This is a good Tigers team that we saw early on, Frank.
That will be a very good matchup. That's actually tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
And that is Ridgefield against the defending FCIAC and state champion Stanford Black Knights. Stanford is undefeated going into that game. Next week in basketball, we've got Ridgefield at Danbury for boys basketball on Tuesday night. Our first look at a Danbury team that many picked to win the conference back in the preseason.
And Frank, I can already tell you, that's going to be a hostile environment for the Tigers. That's a heated rivalry that goes back for a long time. Richfield Danbury boys basketball, that's always been a heated matchup, so expect a good one that Tuesday night.
And you want to talk about a hostile environment. Next Friday night, we will be back in this same gymnasium for a rematch of last season's FCIAC championship as Dardis stays hot despite coming off the bench. When the Danbury Hatters come to town to take on these Westhill Vikings, we expect a raucous atmosphere for that one, Kevin.
Yeah, talk about two great basketball games. Get to see Danbury twice. That's going to be a treat. The Richfield Danbury game is going to be a nice little preview, nice little appetizer for the main course Friday night. Like you mentioned, the rematch, and this place is going to be, you talk about the student section showing up tonight. Oh, next Friday, it's going to be a whole different story.
The one game in January right now that really stands out to me as another three from Dardis finally off the mark will be on January 19th. It's a Thursday night. We've got Fairfield Ward at Wilton, and we expect that one to be a lot of fun.
Hey, Wilton is actually a very tough place to play. I've been there. The crowd almost feels like it's on top of you. That Warrior student section, they'll be on you quick. So look for a good matchup there, Frank. I'm excited for that one as well.
Those are just the basketball games that we have got coming up on the calendar. There's plenty of hockey mixed in there. And, of course, at the end of the month, Kevin, we're going to have a couple of wrestling matches as well. So
nice.
Should be a lot of fun. Bill Bloxham, who's working at camera tonight, will be on the call with me for those wrestling matches as our HAN Network wrestling expert.
Yeah, I'm circling the calendar now for January 23rd. Little hockey action there.
That will be a fun one. A rematch of the game from over the holiday break. The Ridgefield Tigers and New Canaan Rams. Two top teams in the FCIAC right now. Of course, the Tigers winning 4-2 in that game. As we're under 25 seconds remaining in this match.
And Frank, this is a nice win for the Vikings. Did some great things tonight. Also some not great things that they'll adjust. But this has to feel great for their confidence moving forward, especially for that big game next Friday.
It's a big confidence builder. It shows that the ship is heading in the right direction. They're starting to trend up, to say the least. For the Hilltoppers, they're going to move to 0-2, fall to 0-2. And it's a tough loss, but I think they got themselves in foul trouble early, which created a bigger gap than they were ready for. They didn't convert on a lot of free throw opportunities that they had. And it's just turnovers, and we're going to say this a lot throughout the season, especially in games that you see are a blowout. Turnovers at the high school level will kill a team at any point in time in a game.
Especially at this level, you're right. It'll kill any team. But this is going to be a bounce back year, I think, for the Hilltoppers. don't expect them to, I expect them to get another win, get some wins on their belts. I know last year wasn't quite able to get a win, but I think they're going to get a couple this year, Frank.
16 points for Dardis. He is the leading scorer on the night. The final score, Westhill 73 and Bridgeport Central 56. Kevin, for both sides now, your final thoughts in this one.
I thought the Westhill Vikings, like I mentioned before, this is a good confidence booster for them moving forward. This is a team that could do some damage in the playoffs. For the Hilltoppers, there were some things that I actually really did like. Yes, the turnovers hit them. They got into foul trouble early. They couldn't hit their free throws, which really dug them in a big hole. But you know what? They're going to get some wins this year, and they're going to be a team. So, expect to see them in the state playoffs again.
Final score is Westhill 73 and Bridgeport Central 56. We want to thank everyone for tuning in with us tonight. Alongside Kevin Coleman, I am Frank Renito. Make sure you tune in tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. for your coffee break with Kate Chaplinsky. We've got CT Pulse with Josh and Kate at 12:30. Nutmeg Sports at 2 o'clock. Kevin, we'll see you there.
I'll be there.
And, of course, we've got Girls Hoops tomorrow night from Stanford High School when they host the Richfield Tigers. We thank you again for tuning in, and we will see you back here tomorrow on the HAN Network.